Good afternoon, everybody. I'm the universe. This is the Potmen Chronicles. Today we have a different kind of guest. Usually we've had a lot of EDM artists, a lot of music theory on here, but we have a graphic designer today. It goes by the name of Nick Wright for Pronex Designs. How's it going, bro? Pretty good, man. So, let's hear a little bit about yourself. Tell me why you wanted to become a designer.
It started when I was younger. I couldn't do really good drawing, so I got into the computers and started doing little strategy games, and that slowly turned into forums, kind of stuff like that. And slowly but surely I started doing signatures that just started getting big, and everybody on the forums would ask me to make more. So I took that to computer wallpapers, and then I finally decided, I'm like, hey, I've got the talent for it, why not go to school for it?
I did not go to school for what I do, so.
Yeah. Not all of us do,
knowledge.
But yeah.
But
I got street knowledge for other stuff. But.
Yeah. But that's cool, man. So, what is your basis of graphic designs? What do you enjoy designing? What are your favorite kinds of things to do?
I think my biggest inspiration for graphic design is music and just outdoors, kind of free thinking kind of perspective on life.
So evolutionary kind of thing.
Yeah.
So explain to me more so more so the sides of the designing, right? Like what you would do, kind of how you do it step by step.
Well, a lot of steps, but we'll go over some of them.
All right, explain it in English.
All right. Well, usually you just start out with your basic canvas kind of sheet of paper, and you just go over some key basic points with your client or someone like that, or whoever wants their design, and you just listen to what they're talking about wanting, and you pick out their key points of what their expressions point to and what they want the most, and you use these to slowly develop different kind of ideas for what they can slowly pick out of that. And it's a slow process, but sometimes it can be really, really fast, which a lot of designers are having a hard time doing because of the new technology and everything coming into the industry. It is getting pretty crazy because there's the new pen tablets that have come out that I don't have yet.
Oh, I know someone that wants a pen tablet.
They come out, and some of them actually have now touchable screens on the side while you're fucking doing your stuff. Well,
careful, you're getting someone excited. There's somebody in this room that wants one really bad.
Yeah, they are. Yeah, I wouldn't be out looking at that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I was drawing a cat house. Don't worry.
Hey, I'd live in there. Why not? That looks pretty dope.
Yeah, man. All my construction stuff. But so you were also saying that music and basically free thinking is how you create your designs. And so what kind of free thinking? Do you just you yourself view it as free thinking, or do you prefer people that enjoy the outdoorsy kind of and would rather explain it to you while you're getting the outside stuff ready? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'd have to go on the second point of view that you're talking about. Yeah. It more generalizes what I see while I'm designing, rather than sitting in just a random room and just trying to draw. Stuff like that just does not work. But when you're outside, you have more of a free thought. There are more distractions keeping you on base of what you want. So.
That's true. So say somebody wants a sunset or something, right? It would be better for you to go into a nature setting and get that outside than you'd be in the office. That's actually pretty good advice for all you graphic designers that are getting started, man. Go out and see it instead of being trapped inside all day.
Don't use that computer all the time. Get out there and enjoy your freedom. It's crazy. You get so many different thoughts for designing when you're outside than you can sitting in your dark room.
That's true, man. I didn't know the room was dark, that's for sure.
It sometimes can be when you've got no thoughts to run on.
Well said. And also, you said music is a big thing as well. So, what kind of music inspires you?
I have to say, when it comes to like abstract thinking of designing, for me, I usually go with EDM music. So everybody on here knows James and State, so
Yeah.
might as well promote him a little bit here.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, and use EDM for abstract style thinking because the beats are out of tune, so you're able to just jump thought and go with a different idea right on.
Yeah.
But when it comes to like my grungy kind of designing, I use metal and Irish kind of Celtic music
Okay.
to get a more deeper thought in.
That-
a lot of weed.
That's actually pretty sick. So basically, what you're saying is like you use like a music theory to create your artwork.
Yeah.
Graphically. That's a lot to take in at the moment.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool, though.
It's hard to explain too. It's just.
Oh yeah, man. I feel you. That's wild. Just
Yeah, it's good.
we'll just smoke this J, and you can tell me all about it.
Yeah, I brought a few little pre-designs that I've
sweet.
sketched up. They're not the greatest, but they're there. Just need final thoughts on it from certain people, and hopefully sooner or later they'll be printed and out for the public.
Well, that's good. So another thing I have to ask is like, how long have you like been at this, like hard at work? Because I mean, in the beginning, it's like you start as a hobby, and then at the end, it's like a job.
I'd have to say it started getting extremely work-wise about a year after I got out of college. Because then I started having friends of family coming to me asking to do quick logos or banners or little brochures. And right now I actually have a church in Ontario asking me to redo their entire logo and brochure and everything. And I'm like, oh, I guess I'll do it. It's work is work.
Sorry, in Ontario.
At least I don't have to go there and join it. I just do your art and go away.
It's all done. Have a good one. Okay. Basically like that.
But yeah, the industry can come from anywhere.
Do you have any like favorite designs you've made? Like
Yeah.
recently?
Well, not very recent. It's actually quite my oldest, but it's called the Dragon Surreal, and I made it while I was in college. They allowed me to put it into my final portfolio
Oh wow.
of graduation. So it was one of my favorites. I used it to teach the Photoshop course that year.
Oh, whoa, that's crazy. I don't know how to use Photoshop, so you'll have to teach me eventually.
We got years, many years to go.
That's sick.
Another thing, like, what was college like? Would you say it was more like a pressure situation for you, or like was it kind of like a slack, easy environment?
It was quite pressured. Most of the time we would have the start learning basis first 2 days of the week. Then for the next 3 and on to Monday, you would have to hand in your final project.
Oh wow.
So they would rush pace you because there are about 13 different programs that you use on a regular basis. Including Photoshop, Illustrator, InDesign, Adobe CC, CSS. There's the Adobe entire suite that is usually used on a regular basis, which is about 8 programs. And then there's Microsoft, Excel, CC, and there's a bunch of HTML developing programs that have come out now. So the industry has expanded a lot since I
Mitch's
left college.
face, man, he's like, holy shit. Is that a lot, man? Like,
That's a lot of programs.
That's a lot of programs.
You never use all those for one project, though.
For most of my projects, like the poster that I did not too long ago, it was just InDesign or Illustrator and Photoshop. It's just a quick one. But if you're going deep into logo work, then you're using Illustrator, Photoshop, you're sometimes using HTML coding. So at that point, you're using about 6 or 7 different programs.
Wait. Oh, you mean this one?
This one, right? Beautiful here. Little covered up by beautiful signatures, but
Oh yeah,
that's where it counts.
Back to the programs and everything, like, is there anything that you could suggest for people that are just getting started, like what the best programs would be to use, like just like basic?
My best suggestion for using new programs is start with the older versions and work your way up, because a lot of Photoshop and Illustrator have bounced around stuff a lot. And extremely hard to find unless you've used the former programs beforehand.
Oh.
And take it slow. Don't rush. Because if you rush, you will confuse yourself beyond repair.
I like that, man. It's very enlightening. And what about like certain programs? You're saying like Adobe and Photoshop?
Yeah.
Like, would those be your first 2 basic programs that you'd want, or
Yeah,
like
Photoshop and Illustrator. Most basic art Illustrator designs.
Yeah, and then, like, how do those work?
For Illustrator and Photoshop, it's just your plain canvas. A lot of it is pen tooling. You just usually you use anchor points, and they get points here, and you drag them, and while you're dragging, you'll have your color inside of it.
Okay.
So while you drag, and you close it off, make it
So
into
it's like
a
the
shape.
old school, like paint O's and stuff?
Yeah, it's like the old
but more
school.
digital?
Yeah, but they updated that a lot, so you're able to like cut out little pieces of it and keep going and continue your design without having to erase it or anything.
That's cool. So, like, if you cut out those pieces, would you be able to, like, morph that side differently?
Yep. You cut it out, and then it would add new anchor points where you cut it, so you're able to just reshape.
See, that's cool. And for you, I mean, what do you use, like, personally for all of your stuff? You said you usually run, like, 8 programs.
Yeah, I use Adobe Photoshop, Illustrator, different versions of it too, because some of them have better adjustment layers than the newer ones do. They don't go in depth with color as far as a lot of them do, because of the old coding. It's really hard to explain, but Illustrator, I use CS3 and CS5. Sometimes CS6 if I want really clean cuts. There's InDesign, which is usually your flyers that we showed earlier. They are losing train of thought, but
You got it, man.
there's so many different things different about every different program. So there's InDesign, which is your flyers kind of thing. Photoshop, basic photo manipulation, adjustments, kind of stuff like that.
How important is a properly color balanced monitor?
Extremely important, because if it isn't,
Magic Mitch.
wow, your outcome to other people is a lot different than what you see.
Yeah. So, like, what do you mean by outcome? Is that like the contrast, brightness?
The contrast, the color depth itself, the color alone, if it's a different color coding, if it's CMYK to RGB, RGB is mainly for your internet. But when you go CMYK into the internet, the shade changes and you get pixelation dust.
Cyan, magenta, yellow.
Yeah.
Okay, say those again.
RGB and CMYK.
It's the colors of ink and it's the colors of light.
Yes.
Colors of ink and the colors of light are
Yes.
RGB, like
Yeah.
red,
green, and blue.
Yeah.
And CMYK is just your printing color code. They don't have.
This is all new to me.
Yeah, and then there's math on top of that you can add in to adjust your shading. You can add in like 87.05, and it'll change by half a shade, or you could put 0.6 and it'll change to an entirely different color. like one little, it's a lot of math. A lot of graphic design is math based.
Quick, what's 3,000 times 1 million?
I wish. I don't think that fast. But the main idea behind graphic design is to make your client or everybody else, your public, to read everything you want in a spiral kind of effect, and it's called the Fibonacci spiral. It's a mathematical equation based off of pi.
Whoa.
So pi is the perfect equation for graphic designers. If you do not create pi in it, you pretty much restart again. And scrap your design and restart because you haven't done what you need to.
Holy shit. That's a lot, man.
Yeah, it's a hard business, but as long as you can get someone's eye to travel in the way you want it, you've got it done.
Yeah, well, I mean,
you don't actually need to know the math. You just need to have
everything memorized.
Yeah, you just need to know your public's point of view of what they want to see at the points they want to see it. So.
Whoa, man, I now understand video editing for you. Like, holy shit! Like his is crazy.
Yeah.
And yours, man, yours is still.
Yeah, his is just the moving part of mine.
Another thing, man, that we like to find out is we like to get down to like the green of things too. Yeah. When were you first introduced to Mary Jane?
I was first introduced to marijuana, Mary Jane, when I was 9. I grew up.
We have something in common. Did your sister do it?
No, not at first. It took her many years later because I was such a bad influence.
My sister right there with me, man.
Yeah, I grew up northern Ontario, so out in the middle of nowhere, so I had a great wilderness experience as a kid, so.
Great. I went to BC a lot as a kid, so I also had that kind of wilderness. Every summer, man, we were gone for a while. I think it was like a month sometimes. Also, like another thing, we'd like to know about like the tools of the trade too. Like, do you prefer like bongs, J's, blunts, pipes?
I prefer bongs. Lately, I just got into dabs, but I have smoked oil for a very long time. It's just the new rigs, haven't seen them, so it was like, oh, that's cool. Why not try it out? Got to try it out last night, so it was a great experience. But preferably, I prefer bongs.
Yeah, I have a lot
of steel.
I don't know, man. Lots of these, but they're all rough. Like all the ones I own, they're all a blast. Do you prefer sativa or indica? Like, do you have like a preference, or do you just use both periodically throughout the day?
I use both on a mixture kind of basis. It depends on my mood or if I'm in some severe pain.
Makes sense.
Yeah, but usually I prefer sativa over indica.
Yeah, that energy weed.
Yeah.
Energy. I'm like depends how I feel kind of user. If I feel like, I don't know, if I feel like I have to like come down and relax, I like my indicas. If I need to like be all perked up and ready to go, indica or sativa for sure. Usually I go for blends though, like my hybrids. I like Afghan Kush and Asian green crack, like the cross mix.
Yeah, I've tried that before.
Yeah, I recently got to smoke really that good. Again. It was a nice.
I tried it a few years back. I haven't seen it since then though.
Holy yeah.
Well, hopefully I'll be
if
able
I
to
find it, I will definitely let you know for sure. And as I was reminded earlier, you did bring some designs with you.
Yes, I brought some pre-sketches, some ideas for good old Zen State, so.
Oh, nice. I don't think he'll mind.
I'm only showing this guy, maybe her. Maybe him too, just not you guys.
Whoa. Well then, before you leave
the show, man, you get to pick one of these lovely bongs, and you get to blaze a bowl or two, depending on which bong you pick.